It's often said that your brain is great for coming up with ideas, but it's not really good for storing those ideas. Keeping that in mind, I've leveraged the daily note function of RemNote to keep track of my thoughts. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Jerzen. I am a third-year medical student that likes to talk about productivity, studying, and note-taking. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I use a daily note. As a mini content creator who has a weekly newsletter, a blog, and this YouTube channel, coming up with ideas is arguably one of the most difficult parts of the process. I often find that I come up with these ideas while doing other tasks, such as watching other videos, or if I'm studying or working out, doing the dishes, something mundane like that. And for the most part, I get those ideas, but when I go to actually write down those ideas and script them, I would have forgotten almost 50% of it. And this is very common when I spoke to other creator friends of mine. So this is where the daily note helps me a lot. It's basically a digital scratchpad. The main hub for all my daily notes is RemNote, and this is because RemNote has a daily document function built into it. If you don't know what RemNote is, you're probably new to the channel because I've made videos on RemNote before, so you can check them out using this playlist right here, somewhere on the top. But just know that it's a note-taking application that has no structure, and the only structured thing that it has is that it gives you a document every single day that it calls a daily document with the date, and it's a blank page. In the words of my friend Penelope David, this blank page really represents your brain because it's sort of a whiteboard of sorts where you can just throw in your ideas and then get to them later on. But unlike your actual brain, it's not going to be forgotten because it's digital and it's note-taking and it's there, it's permanent. So I start off my daily note during my morning routine, and I do this by doing a practice known as the morning pages. The morning pages routine is basically where you would write 3 handwritten pages of how you're feeling and basically your thoughts. It's a very personal, private thing, so you can write whatever you want. I like doing this on RemNote because I like typing it out, and also because it has a daily note function, and also because it can connect to all the other ideas in my knowledge base, because I do use RemNote for personal knowledge management. To be completely honest, I wasn't the type of person that liked daily journaling, but ever since I started this habit, I realized that it sort of helps me clear out some of my cloudy thoughts and then figure out the tasks that I have to do with various different areas of my life. The morning page is pretty much the only structured thing in my daily note because, like I said, it's a scratchpad, so you can have anything on it. This really functions like post-it notes. Some people do this where they would... In a way, the daily note is a digital form of post-it notes. I know some people write things on their post-it notes as their thoughts come to them and then they stick them onto the wall like I have right there. So in a way, this is just a digital way of doing that because I like note-taking and I'm on my computer most of the time anyway, so it's all in one place. The main benefit of using RemNote for my daily note or any note-taking application is that the friction is very, very minimal. I can just hit Command Space for Alfred, check out RemNote, and bam, I got my daily note right there. So I can quickly take down my thoughts as they come to me. So if I'm working on my computer, if I'm studying, I can just hit Option D if I'm in RemNote, and then the daily note opens and I can just write it down for my future self to handle. I don't really have to think about it now and take myself away from the task that I was doing beforehand. So you've written all your daily notes, you've written all your morning journals, now what do you do with them? How I delegate my tasks is by doing something known as the weekly review. So every Saturday, basically the weekend, I would open up RemNote, and in the sidebar under the draft section, because RemNote has 3 sections, pinned, draft, and finished, under the draft section, the daily notes folder shows me all the notes that I have taken from the past week. I can click each note, see if there's anything that I need to delegate. I would delegate it as such. Maybe it's a video idea, so it goes into my Notion database. If it's a task that I need to complete, I can do that task. And from there, I can just check each document off and when I'm done working with it, and then it goes into the finished folder, which acts like an archive. Now, everything isn't all golden. Let's talk about the drawbacks of RemNote's daily document function. One of the biggest drawbacks is the fact that RemNote is a computer-first application. There is a mobile counterpart. You can access it on Safari or any web browser, but it's not that good, and I would prefer not using it when I have to. So as a person that moves around a lot, who has his iPad with him or his phone, it's pretty difficult for me to actually use the daily note as a scratchpad if I don't have my computer, if I don't have quick access to that daily note. So how I mitigate this is by using Apple Notes and Drafts. The reason I use Apple Notes is because on the iPad there's this pretty cool feature where you can tap the Apple Pencil on the lock screen and it's going to open a new note, and you can set this note to change every 24 hours. So on a given day, it's going to open the same note, and as soon as it's 12 a.m. the next day, it's going to show the next note. So this really helps me because I do use my iPad a lot with my Apple Pencil because of Scribble, and I just take notes a lot. So all these daily notes go into a folder on Apple Notes called Daily Notes, and I have this folder as a widget on my phone's lock screen so I can quickly access that as well. Now for that very niche case where I don't have my phone nor my iPad, I'll most likely have my Apple Watch with me, and this is where the application called Drafts comes in. Drafts has this really cool widget on the Apple Watch where you can just tap it and it's gonna open up this mic, and then you can just dictate notes into it automatically, and then that's going to automatically sync to my phone, my iPad, and all my other devices. Since I'm using Apple Notes, I can also access it on my computer, and I also have drafts on there, so everything is in one place. So in the evening when I'm back home and I'm just relaxing, I would just go through my documents from Apple Notes and drafts and just throw them into RemNote. It's just a quick copy and paste, and I would leave it for my weekly review to actually go through them and actually delegate them to their respective places. Right, so that's pretty much it for how I use the daily note. It's a very powerful function that can be useful for a lot of people depending on your use case. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you want to watch more videos on RemNote, make sure you check out this playlist right here. And if you don't want to watch videos on RemNote, I have a couple of videos which are about medical school and how I deal with failure and just life in general. So I've got those videos right here. Other than that, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.